I made you the host already, and I think you can share as
Okay,
well.
okay,
Yeah.
sure. JSPP, there's gonna be something, right? Are you involved? There's a
Yes.
Japan Phnom Penh school.
Oh,
Oh,
I,
you're not involved.
I don't. I mean, I gotta
Next week,
check.
I think.
Next week. I gotta check.
Mm. How's the pace like? In what compared to Singapore schools? What is your sense?
My sense is maybe I'm not a good uh, person to the thing because I've been out of the system for so long. But
Okay.
when I went back to school, I think the pace is very much affected by the change of schedule down here. Down here,
Mm,
so that
quite often.
quite
Kill
often. So
often. Mhm.
it is macam it dah stabilize a bit. Is that for me? I think perhaps for the teachers also, because we don't really make. Kalau let's say for me, I can make resources because the stabilization of subjects kan. But
Mhm.
for those who are teaching different subjects, I think like last year, the motivation to build something is because you might not be teaching it. See, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Last
Yeah,
year a lot, is it? I usually not so often. Usually,
I said three
change
three
of
times.
timetable. Oh, unless the teacher resigned, then that
Yeah.
one no choice. Kan kita kan. But other than that, it's always because of like splitting of classes.
Hmm.
Splitting of classes also may have result in change of
I can.
subject lah. Because like for example 7.1, 7.2, then we need the same teachers to teach.
Yeah, true,
Then the
true.
teacher has to give up the grade 3 or something.
Yeah, I think it's unavoidable because it's a different model altogether. The
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
MOE kan different model. So in the school, so my
Yeah,
experience is in a public school. So
yeah, yeah.
is that's the difference now. But I must say the holidays are wonderful. It's almost three months.
If you look, yeah, you look at the calendar. We always plan the face to face with students 180 around there, 180 plus lah,
Oh,
180 days. That's about 6 months of teaching in class,
like
only. That
only
means there about 6 months of holiday.
yeah. Wow, wow. So
You
it's
don't
quite
feel it. You
good
don't feel it.
actually.
You only focus on the summer and winter, kan? December
Hmm.
and June. But when I look at it, because I look at the calendar, it's only 180 days
True, true, true.
every year. So not bad lah. Oh, Zaki said.
Okay, Zaki. I go and get the rest. Yeah. I go and call the rest.
Okay, okay.
Our community got to chase them lah.
So,
Okay, I think Ashad and Shafi'i will be coming in shortly. Perhaps only three today. Adli
Okay.
is in Malaysia lah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll start. Yeah. Assalamualaikum. Today we're gonna start with graph. Let me just review a little bit. For graphs, if your power of x and y is power one, this is always going to be a straight line. So y equals to 3x plus 2, x plus y equals to 9. All these have powers 1, 1, 1, 1. So this will be straight lines. Then we have when the power of x highest power is square, this is going to be a parabola. That means like this or this. So y equals to x squared plus 3x minus 1. So that just look at the highest power of x is 2, means it's either this or this. When is it this? This whenever your a is positive, this one is a. For example, 3. So a is more than 0, then this is the graph. If a is less than 0, then this is the graph. Means if it's minus 7x squared, then the graph is this one. So this is a quadratic. Then we also have a cubic graph. Cubic graph, when highest power of x is cube, then you're going to get this or this. Then whenever the power of, when it's a reciprocal, this is a, because this can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whenever we get this, the graph looks like this. If a is positive. If a is negative, then the graph will go like this and this. Never touch the axis, but nearly going to touch the axis. So if this a, if it's positive, you're gonna get this. If it's negative, you're gonna get this. Now, when you square it, if the denominator has x squared, then the graph changes into this. Or if a is negative, then it goes like this. So these are the basic ones. But sometimes they combine them, and when they combine them, you don't know how it looks like. But you just have to go and use the tables to get the answer. All right, so that's it. So this one is a mixed. So we don't know how it looks like, but they give you a table. And so the first thing to do is you have to complete the table. So you got to fill in this number. To get this number, we have to just use the equation which is given. Since they want x to be 3, so we put x is 3. 13 minus 3 is 10. 10 minus this is 2 and 2/3. So that's 9, 7 and 1/3. So 7 and 1/3 can put here. That was worth 1 mark. So that's the first thing to do. Next, on the grid, this is the grid, draw the graph. So to draw the graph for minus 0.5 to 7 is this 0.5 until 7. Because if you go on and on, or this side, it could be the shape is different. So they just want to focus on 0.5 to 7 in this question. So all you need to do is start plotting 0.5 and minus 3.5. So 0.5 is here, minus 3.5. Mark with crosses. Don't mark with dots. 1, 4, 1.5 and 6.2. 2 and 7. 3 and 7 and 1/3. 7 and 1/3 is 7.3333. And then 4 and 7. Oops, sorry. 2 and 3. 3 is here. 4 and 7. And 5 and 6.4. And 6 and 5.7. And 7 and 4.9. So that's the graph. So all you need to do now is to, some teachers teach using a flexible curve or adjustable curve or just freehand. Freehand is okay. Freehand is okay, except if you do this. This is not okay. This cannot be done. Your drawing has to be smooth. So you join and draw nicely like that. Stop, 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 stop. Yeah, go on and on. Yeah. So that's the graph of this. Next question. On the same axis, that means you don't draw another graph. This is the axis. We draw on this axis. On the same axis, draw the graph of y equals to 2x for this range. So how to draw y equals to 2x? If you don't memorize, if you don't know, you draw, it's a straight line because the powers of y and x is 1, 1. So this is a straight line. So straight line, we just draw 3 points enough. You draw a table. You just need 3 points. Y equals to 2x. So you can put any number you like, 0, 1, 2. Then when x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, 2, and then this is 4. So 0, 0, 1, 2, 2, 4. So you on the graph, 0, 0, 1, 2, and 2, 4. Once you get this, you take a ruler and you draw. Okay, that's it. So I forgot to tell you, you always must label. So this graph, the red one I drew, is this graph. So I draw y equals to 13 minus x minus 8 over x. Every graph has a name, so you must label them. This one is y equals to 2x. There. Finish. Next is use your graph to find solutions of the equation 13 minus 3x minus 8 over x equal to 0. This one. Now this is the, let me just read right over on the other side. So they want 13 minus 3x minus 8 over x equal to 0. Now, the fact that they ask you to draw the green line and then this one, and then they ask you to solve, it must be the same, there must be some relationship. So you notice that for this one, you need to make sure that you have drawn the graph already. You must make sure the left-hand side, this one, becomes this. So you rearrange the terms to get this one. So 13 is there, minus 8x is there, very good. But the minus 3x and minus x, I only want minus x. That means to say there's a minus 2x hanging around. I don't need this minus 2x. This minus 2x must go to the other side. So I bring it to the other side and becomes 2x. There you go. So there, what happened is, whenever you have this on a graph, whenever you've drawn this graph, y equals to 13 minus x minus 8x, that's the red graph. And this one is also y equals to 2x, you have drawn the green. And therefore, when they ask you to do this, they mean where are the points of intersection? You are to look for the point of intersection. So that means the green line and the red curve, where are the points of intersection? Here. So you go down. This is the answer. 3 point something. You go and read, yeah? And the next one, the intersection is here. So that's 0 point something. Yeah. So that's how we get the answer. So we write down as the answer here, because they ask you for to find the solutions, plural. So you got to write x equals to 0 0.8 or x equals to 3.6, let's say. That's it. That's how we solve this kind of question, is to just find the points of intersection. Next, by drawing a tangent, what is a tangent? Let me review that. Whenever we have a graph, we must know how to draw the tangent. Tangent is always told at a point. Draw a tangent at this point. So all you need to do is to take a ruler and you place your ruler in such a way that you can draw a line that touches only that point. That is called a tangent. If you draw a line that touches 2 points, that's not a tangent. The tangent means you have to adjust your ruler in such a way that it only touches that point. So over here, they want to say, find the gradient of this curve, the one that we drew in red, at x equals to 4. So they tell us, let's look there. All we need to do is to go and find x equals to 4. Where is it? Here. This is x equals to 4. And therefore, we take a ruler and we draw a line touches only the mine is very difficult. Is there? They must touch only 1 point. Yeah. So that's the answer. And then they just say draw, right? They just say draw the tangent, and that's it. Oh, find the gradient. Okay. So to find the gradient, we need 2 points. So after drawing the gradient line, this line, we just have to take 2 points on the graph. So let's say this point and this point. Take easy ones. So this point is 2, 8. This point is 6, 6. There. So you have 2 points. How to find a gradient? We've learned this already. In order for us to get gradient, remember, you need 2 points. Gradient, choose 1 point. This one must go on top. Then this one must go on top. It's minus, minus. So since we have these points, 2, 2, 8 and 6, 6. So we can find the gradient. So that means this is 2, 8. This is 6, 6. So all you need to do is to write down 8, 2. This one always on top. And 6, 6. This one on top. Then 8 minus 6 is 2. 2 minus 6 is minus 4. And so this minus a half. This is the gradient. So this is how we find the gradient after drawing the tangent. So this particular question, the graph question always look like this. Very slow, developing. They teach you step by step what to do. Okay? All right. This is cumulative frequency. I taught you this also. Now, the cumulative frequency, always the graph is drawn for us. Very easy. A survey was conducted to find 80 companies. Look, that means 80 has to be the top number, and the highest point must be at 80. Yes, so correct. And the cumulative is drawn. Use the curve to estimate the median. What is median? Median is halfway. So since the highest number is 80, half is 40. So since you got 40, you go to the curve and down. So it's 0.8 or something, yeah? So sorry, 0.4. So, but it's millions. So 0.4 million dollars. You can write down in dollars in the normal sense. So 0.4 times 10 to the power 6. Huh? Million is 6. So $400,000. Interquartile range. I erase in the exam, you don't erase. But here I want to teach, so I erase. So interquartile range. Interquartile range, you got to search for the upper quartile, which is 75%, 3/4. So I don't write Q3 there. 3/4 of the highest, which is 80. 3/4 of 80 is 60. So that means you look at 60 and you go to the curve and you come down again. So 0.448, 0.48. So 480,000 is there. This is Q3. Q3 is upper quartile. Then we need to look at lower quartile. Lower quartile is 1/4 of 80. That's 20. So you look at 20 and you go, and that's it. So it's 0.3634. 0.34. 0.34 is 340,000. That's it. So the interquartile range is the Q3 minus Q1. So 480 minus 340, 140,000. This is interquartile range, IQR. So for interquartile range, we need to find the upper quartile, which is 3/4, lower quartile, which is 1/4. Then you find the answer. Then you get the big one minus the small one. That's going to be interquartile range. Draw a box and whisker plot for the budget. So the width, if you recall, box and whisker is like this. Right? The lowest, highest, median, lower quartile, upper quartile. So we need to fill in the data. So based on the answer just now, what is the lowest? Our lowest is 0. So 0, you draw, and then what is the highest? 0.800,000. So now I need to go and find the lower quartile. Lower quartile is just now 340,000. So we need to draw on a scale. So I draw the scale first, yeah? $800,000. So here should be 400,000. Here is 200,000. And here is 600,000. Okay? So based on this, we can draw now. We're going to find the lower, just now lower quartile is 340,000. So 340 is here. That's Q1. And the highest, 480,000. 480 is here. So this will be your box. But your median, we need to find the median. Median just now we found to be 390,000. Yeah. Or 400,000. So there. So that's the answer. This is the answer to the box and whisker diagram. So we need to have, first of all, the scale. You need to draw this scale first. And then from there, above it, you just draw these box and whisker. Okay? This one, I think you can try first. Write down the following numbers in order of size, starting with the smallest. So you have to arrange in order. Which is sometimes called ascending, means from small to big. So you do number 1, and number 2 is again the stem and leaf. Very popular question, stem and leaf. So after you get this, you must find the range and then find the median. Let's take 5 minutes to do this. Okay, so you need to work out all the answers and then you can check whether they are. So root of 10, you calculate is 3.16. This is 3.14. Pi is 3.141 something, right? And 22/7. Now, obviously, the 3.16 is the biggest. So this is the number 4, right? And so let me see. So sorry, this is 3.14. I wrote wrongly. Okay, so the smallest is 3.14. The second smallest is 3.1. This is the pi. So you got to write down pi. Always write down the original when you write down the answer. Then now 3.16 is the last. So obviously, sorry, 3.16 is root of 10. And so 22/7 should be here. Now, 22, someone asked, 22/7, isn't it the same as pi? Yeah, pi is 3.141, but 22/7 is fixed. So definitely 22/7 is bigger than 3, because this one is still finding the answer. All right, so that's why this one is bigger than pi. Okay, stem and leaf. What does this mean? The key, look at the key. 1-8 is $1.80. So it's not 18. This is not 18, huh? This is $1.80. That means this one is 250. That means this one is 390, like that. That's the meaning of, so always look at the key. Very important. They always will give you the key for stem and leaf. So what's the range? How to find range is the biggest minus the smallest. So this one is the biggest. That's $4.4. And then what is the smallest? 180. So range means you minus and you get the answer. $2.20. How about median? Median is the middle number. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there are 14 numbers. So if there are 14 numbers, when you arrange them in packs, two packs, you will have 7 numbers here and 7 numbers there. And so altogether 14, there's no number here, nothing. So you got to look at this 7th position and the 8th position. Then you add and divide by 2. So 7th position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is 250. 8th position is 270. Add together, divide by 2, so the answer is 260. So 260 is the median. What if they ask you for mode? Mode is the most frequent. This is 5, there are 4, then the rest 3 and all that. So this is the most frequent. So the answer is $2.50 is the most frequent mode. If they ask. If they don't ask, no need to do. Okay. If they ask for mean, then you have to add all these up. Add all this up, 180 plus 180 plus 180 plus 250, etc. And then add together, divide by 14 because there are 14 numbers to get the mean. Okay. Is solving inequality. Let's do this. Last week we did see something. Let's try and do this in 3 minutes. Okay. So solving inequality, let's look at equations first. For example, now to get equation, all you have to do is x equals to 59 over minus 6, and you get the answer. Equation is easy. And same for inequality. But inequality, there's a bit of a trick. Because when you divide or you multiply by negative, the inequality changes signs. So here, because you want to divide by negative, this is not right. So you got to change it to the other side. So this is the important one for inequality. You need to change the facing when you divide by a negative number. And you're going to get minus, this is good enough. But if you want to do x equals to minus, less than 9.333, whatever, right? So this is how you get it. So to avoid those of you are very weak and forgetful, to avoid this learning of this changing of signs, I always teach the students, you just move when it's negative, you make it positive. All right, look at this. So because this is negative, I must make it positive by going across the other side. And so 59 will automatically become negative 59. And so x equals to minus 59 over 6. And this is exactly the same as this, but it's on the other side. Then after that, you want to find the answer, you flip. The minute you flip, this one also must flip. Now then you get this answer. So you don't have to worry about remembering that when you multiply or divide by negative, you change sign. But if you remember that and it's good, it's fine. But you cannot remember, always make the negative positive by bringing it across to the other side. Now this next part, actually quite easy. So all you need to do sometimes is to be able to visually see. You just draw the number line. This is negative 9, right? So negative 9, negative 8 this side, negative 10, negative 11, negative 12, and this side is negative 7, etc. So now you want negative 9.33. So all you need to do is to look for negative 9.33 is around here, this point. And so it is less than means here. And so you this one here, because if there's an equal sign, you must color because it's include. If it doesn't have any equal sign, it's just blank there. So now the question is, write down the largest integer value. So where's the largest? Integer is whole number. Where's the whole number? So negative 10 is the whole number. So negative 10 is the largest of all of these. So the answer is negative 10. Okay. If you draw the number line, you can visually see it's easier. If you don't, you draw, then most people will write down negative 9, which is wrong. Eh? Negative 10 is the answer. Okay. Let's try this. 3 minutes. This is on average. Mean, median, and mode. Let's try. Okay. This is a slightly different kind of question. They always ask, like, give you numbers and then ask you for mean, median, mode. This time they give you the mean, median, mode, and then ask you to find the numbers. So you have 5 numbers. Let's read all these. The mean is 15. Okay. I don't know yet how to fill in. So maybe 15 is here. 15 is not even here. Okay. The median is 14. Now, this is a good clue. The median is the middle number. So this middle number is 14. We know already one number. And the mode is 19. Mode is the most frequent. Now, mode is the most frequent. There's one number 14. That means the mode must be at least 2 or 3. But because this is a range like this, I cannot have 19, 19, 19. Wrong. Because this is a range already. So these two must be 19. And that's the mode. And they say one of the numbers is 12. So it could be 12, and that means this one must be 13. Or the 12 could be here. This could be 11, 10, 9, 8, don't know what number. Therefore, we have to assume that 12 is somewhere here, and this is going to be called X. How to find that number? That means which is a clue that we haven't used. Look carefully. I have used this clue, 12. 14 I have used. 19 I've used. This 15 not used. So I must use this. What does it say? The mean is 15. What is the mean? Mean means you add all together. X plus 12 plus 14 plus 19 plus 19. Divide by 5, because there are 5 numbers, equals to 15. So this is the first setup. Once you have this, X can be found. So how to get? Let's simplify all these. 19 and 19 is 38, 38, 50, 64. So X plus 64 over 5 equals to 15. Now, this is fraction on the left-hand side. Fraction equals, make this into a fraction so that we can cross multiply. Cross multiplying, and I'm going to get this times with this, x plus 64, and this multiply with this, 75. So I can find, it's 75, yeah. So x equals to 75 minus 64, x equals to 11. There you found all the numbers already. The numbers are 11, 12, 14, 19, and 19. Okay, this is a different kind. Usually we will give you these and then ask you to find. So if I give you these numbers, then I ask you to find the mean, median, and mode. Let's see whether we get all the answers. How to find the median? Median is you must arrange and find the middle number. Yes, 14. Correct. How to find the mode? Mode is the most frequent. Oh, 19. So 19, correct. And one of the numbers is 12. Yes. And the mean is the average altogether by 5, and you get 15. So this is correct. Okay. Okay, Thomas invests $8,000 for 5 years. He receives compound interest at 1.6% per year. Calculate the total value of his investment at the end of 5 years. Let me review interest. There are 2 kinds of interest that you learn. One is called a simple interest. The other one is called compound interest. Simple interest has a formula. To find the interest, PRT divided by 100. This P is the principal, the money you put in. R is the rate in percent. So the percent is already taken care of by the 100. And time. Now this is important. Time is in years. Must be in years. So simple interest, you only calculate the interest. Let me give you an example. Suppose I put in $500 and the rate is 2% for 3 years. So what is the percent? What is the interest? So you can calculate now. 30. So $30 is the interest. Now, this is the interest. If they ask you at the end of 3 years, what is the money amount of money? So you have to add to the principal. 500 plus 30 is 530. So this is the at the end of 3 years. So for simple interest, you got to do this additional step of finding the total by taking the principal, add to the interest. Now, what if I say, I same one, $500 for 2%, but instead of 3 years, I must ask you to find for 5 months or 6 months. What do you write? Now, for if I 6 months, this I'm better write in black, so you can see. This is the original formula. Now, if it's 6 years, then you write 6, no problem. But because this is 6 months, you need to divide by 12. So where do you divide the 12? Just put below. That's it. Then you calculate and you get the answer. So if they give you in months, you got to add in this extra times 12 in the denominator. Okay, so that's all for simple interest. A compound interest has a formula, and that formula you must memorize. This, by the way, for the past years, I see a lot of questions on compound interest. Whether it's O level or N level, this compound interest is very, very common now. So what is the formula for compound interest? Compound interest requires P, which is the principal, 1 plus the rate to the power of N, where N is the number of years. Same, huh? We don't use T because if you put T, then it looks like plus. That's the reason why they change it to N. N must be number of years. So this formula, you better memorize it by heart. Very important formula. I don't know whether this is found in the text or not, or when did you learn this? So simple interest is on the left-hand side. Compound interest is this one. Let's do an example for compound interest. Let's say the same answer, the same question, $500. You put in and you put in for 3% or 2% just now, 2%, and it is for 3 years. And let's find the compound interest. What's the meaning of compound interest? Now, simple interest means at the end of the year, your principal, and then the next year, the principal only again. That means we don't add in the interest to calculate the simple interest. Whereas compound interest, let's say you put in $100 and at the end of the year, you get $110 because of the interest. Then the 110 now becomes the principal in the new one. Then 110, and you calculate, maybe you get 120 at the end. 120 becomes a principal. So you keep on adding and adding and adding, so it becomes compound. So let's do these example, and we put inside the formula. So it's going to be 500, 1 plus 2 over 100, which is the 2%, for 3 years, like that. That's how you do, and you press the calculator, you will get the answer. So this is 500, 1.02 to the power of 3. Let's I want to show you the answer, so I will try to find out the answer. 1.02 times 500. So the answer at the end is 530.604, 530.60. Now, you notice that for compound interest, whenever you find the answer is already added all the principal, everything. So you don't need to add anymore. So at the end of 3 years, this is the answer. Whereas the other one, you still have to add the 30 to the principal. So this formula is to be memorized by heart, yeah? This compound formula. Now, having said about compound interest, there's also another branch about exponential growth. That one also uses the same formula. What do I mean? I'm going to erase this because there's going to be some questions involving, for example, bacteria growth in a petri dish. when you have a petri dish, then you put something, then the bacteria keep on growing. Now, sometimes the bacteria grows exponentially, and when they say this exponentially, you must use the formula. They will say the starting is 5,000 bacteria, then it grow at the rate of 3%. And how long? Let's say how many of these bacteria will you get in 2 years? So whenever you have this kind of story, it is using the same compound interest formula. So what is the formula? So this one, the new population, this is the old population, 1 plus the rate to the power of n. Same, everything is the same, just that this is about old population and new population. So you put in 5,000 times 1 plus 3 over 100 to the power of 2, and you'll get the new population of bacteria. That's it. Now, this particular one is interesting because not only are they sometimes can be used for growing, it can also be used for declining. For example, the population of tiger in a certain country is 5,000. Then it declines. Every year people shoot the tiger and it declines by 3%. How many tigers will be left in 2 years? So let's say that is a question. So it's the same thing. We will use the same formula. But however, because this is decline, I cannot use plus. I use the same formula, but this becomes minus. That's it. So there are two property or two uses for this one. Is one, if it's growing, then it's plus. If it's decline, you use minus. So it's still the same. You put in 5,000, 1 minus 3 over 100 to the power of 2. Same. And this is how you calculate the decline in population. So decline and growth. So we use the same formula for compound interest. Now, having learned whatever I just said, can you please try and do this in 3 minutes? This is compound interest using the formula that I just shared with you. Okay, so use the formula. New principal 1. If its compound interest is always plus. The only time when you change to minus is for those stories about declining of population, etc. Yeah. So now 8,000 is the principal. 1 plus is the percentage is 1.6, and at the end of 5 years. So you just have to press the calculator and it will give you the answer. Okay. This is transformation. Transformation. I think now, last time we used to teach 6. Now I think left 4. What are they? So first of all is a translation. You learn 4 only, I think. Second one is called reflection. Third one is rotation. And the fourth one is enlargement. These three, the object and the image, same size, same shape. For enlargement, the object and the image, it is same shape, but different size. The word enlargement means bigger. So obviously the size changes. So translation, briefly I go through. Translation is moving, just count. So if you have the triangle and then you have the grid, I say the translation is 2, 5. What does it say? So what it means is you go 1, 2 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, then up. Then the same one you go there and you're going to get this. This is called translation. Just move up. Maybe I should draw a right angle triangle, then it's easier, it's clearer. So the size must be the same, the shape is the same. This is called translation. This is translation vector. The one at the top is always left and right. The one at the bottom is up and down, right? How to remember? So it's like a letter T. So T is for translation. Yeah? So the one at the top is left and right. The one at the bottom is up and down. So if it's positive, then it's right. Just like your axis, if it is to the right, it's positive. If it's to the left, it's negative. If it is up, it's positive. If it is down, it's negative. So if I give you 2 minus 3, what does it mean? It means 2 to the right, 3 down. That's it. Yeah, so that's translation. Just count. What is reflection? Reflection requires a mirror. Just like you look in the mirror, it's called reflection. So if you have an object here and the mirror is here, then you just have to reflect it over this side. This is reflection. Same shape, same size. So translation must have a vector. Reflection must have a mirror line or line of symmetry. That's your reflection. So what is rotation? Now rotation means to move like that, right? So rotation must have a center. So you need to tell them how many degrees you must turn. So it's always 90 degrees or 180 degrees. So either 90 or 180 degrees. And this is the angle. So we need to know the center of rotation, angle of rotation. And if it's 90 degrees, you need to tell people the direction, whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise. So if it's clockwise or anti-clockwise, so you need to tell people the direction. If it is 180 degrees, no need to tell the direction, because 180 degrees, you clockwise or anti-clockwise is the same. So no need to say, if it's 180 degrees, just no need to say the direction. But if it is 90 degrees, you have to tell whether it's clockwise or anti-clockwise. And lastly, enlargement, you must have a center and the scale factor. How much you want to go bigger? Is it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times? That is the enlargement scale factor. Now, the strange thing about mathematics, if you shrink, it is also called enlargement, but the scale factor becomes fraction. So if your scale factor is fraction, you actually becomes a reduction, but it's still called enlargement. So these are, in brief, in summary, the transformation that you learn, that you must learn how to draw. So on this side, they did not really ask you for the transformation question. This question just asks you to draw a reduction in shape. That means a smaller shape. Scale factor is 2/3. So you got to draw in smaller. So how to draw this? So you look carefully. This one is 1, 2, 3. So I need to draw 2 then. 1, 2, and I get the one shape. This is 2/3. 2/3 of this. 2 parts out of 3. Okay, now you try and look at this one. It goes here 1, 2, 3. Oh, good. So this is the box. You go 1, 2, 3. So you follow this. You just need 2. 1, 2. That's it. See? Because you must go to 1/3, right? 1, 2. Now this one is also the same. 1, 2, 3. So you go 2. 1, 2. And the last one, you don't need to worry. You just join. And you're going to get this 2/3 of the original. That's it. If they give you a center, then you need to count. But they didn't give you center, so you can draw this. Another person may want to draw it here. It doesn't matter, as long as it's 2/3. There? 2/3 also. Okay. This is probability. Right? If you recall probability, remember this is try this 2 minutes. Okay. So probability, everything is one hole, right? For sure it happens in one hole. This one has 3 directions: turn left, turn right, travel straight ahead. So left, you can turn left, the probability is 0.3. And turn right, the probability is 0.45. So go straight will be, altogether will be one hole, because there's no way other, this question doesn't have go behind, right? Turn around, that goes turn. So this one has only left, right, straight. That means all these 3 add to be one hole. So to find this one, what's the probability that the vehicle goes straight ahead, will be 1 minus 0.3 minus 0.45. So 1 minus 0.75, 0.25. So that's the answer. Now probability can be fraction, can be decimal. Okay, so now the next one, probability that the vehicle does not turn right. Now this one, not turn right. Now we learned this already. If let's say boy girl, yeah, probability getting a boy is 0.7. And what's the probability of getting a girl? So to get a girl, it is not boy, right? Girl is not boy. Therefore, 1 minus 0.7, 0.3, like that. So the word not in the probability is very important. So this one is not turn right. So you have to take 1 minus, and turn right is 0.45. So the answer is 0.55. Yeah. So that's how you do probability in this kind of scenario. Indices, try. Okay. Before that, let's recall indices. These laws of indices must be memorized. A m times a to the power n. It becomes m plus n, the index. Am divided by an, am minus n, can be written am, the whole thing multiplied to the raised to the power am times n, a to the power of negative 1 over becomes the reciprocal. Anything raised to the power 0 is 1. A to the power of fraction is the root, the nth root, and m is outside. So these are things that you must memorize, the indices. So this one is that. So the minute you see negative, you make it positive first. So we're going to do 1 over 27b 15 over 64 a 12. The whole thing becomes 1/3. See? So that's how it is there, because the negatives disappear from here. This. So once you have that, then you got to now start worrying, what is this 1/3, etc. Let's do, because this in blue is the one I'm going to use for the powers that are non-numbers. So I'm going to write this. I'm still going to leave the 1 over there. And I'm going to write, because I can distribute them, sorry, 27. How do I do this? Okay, can 27 to the power 1/3, and B15 and B15 and 1/3 means you multiply, right? Because this law, this one, the blue one. So 1/3 times 15 is 5. So B to the power 5. 64 to the power 1/3. A 12 times that, so A to the power 4. There, just the first part. Now, what is 1/3? Now, that one you got to go through here, this one now. Remember, if it's a power there. So if I have 27 to the power 1/3, then it means it's the cube root of 27. Here, raised to the power 1 doesn't matter. So cube root of 27 is 3. So this one here is actually 3. 1, I'm going to write here, equals to 1 over 3b to the power 5. Now, what is 64 to the power 1/3? So if I change this to 64, then it's 4. 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4, 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So it becomes 4. But this is not a very good answer. I mean, it doesn't look good because it's like 1 divided by that. So you can, if you understand this line means divider. So it's actually 1 divided by 3b over 3b to the power of 5, 4a to the power of 4. Now we cannot do divide, we can do times. So you change this to times, and this one has to be inverted. 4a, 4, 3b, 5. And so that's the answer. 4a to the power of 4, 3b to the power of 5. That's the answer for this simplification. Right? Nobody asks us to find the value. It's not solve. This is simplify. Simplify means try to make it as simple as possible. And this is the answer. Okay, this one, very easy. This is a polygon, a quadrilateral. And then this is the interior exterior angle of polygon. You try first, then I can give you a little review on these two. 2 minutes. Okay, before we answer this, let me review on the different names of quadrilateral. Before that, um, okay, okay. So polygons. This is a topic of polygons. Polygons are shapes. So the smallest shape that you can get is three-sided. So number of sides. When it's three sides, what is the name? So we call it triangle. Now triangle have many kinds. So triangle can have, if all the sides are equal, equilateral. If only two sides are equal, then it's called isosceles. And if there's a right angle, then it's called a right angle triangle. And if one of the angle is obtuse, like this, obtuse more than 90, then it's called an obtuse triangle. So there are many of this that you got to learn, and I think triangle is quite easy to see. But we also must learn how to angle sum in the triangle. So if it's inside the triangle, if you add all together, so interior angles sum, this is 180 degrees. We well memorized by heart already. Inside a triangle is 180 degrees, right? So now let's go to uh, 4. Four-sided is called, the whole big name, the family name is quadrilateral. Uh, it has so many. Later, we're going to go deeper into quadrilateral. So quadrilateral are like this, like this. As long as you have four sides, this is all quadrilaterals. They have special names, but we're not going to go there first. But how do you find the angle sum inside of a quadrilateral? So if you have four-sided, you can recall a rectangle. You know this is 90, 90, 90, 90. So it's 360. So all four-sided, excuse me, when you add all these interior, is always equal to 360. Now, if you forget in the exam, all you need to do is this. Yeah, watch. You just draw any four-sided, and then you divide like this. Ah, you have two triangles, right? So one triangle, this triangle is 180 degrees inside, yeah? This is also 180 degrees. So 180 plus 180 is 360. So that's how you remember. So I'm going to write that 2 times 180, yeah? I want to derive a formula later. Now, if it's five-sided, then this is 5 is pentagon. So in the US, they have a building called the Pentagon. That one is five-sided. So if it's five-sided, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Interior angle inside here, how many degrees? If you forget what happens, you just break them into triangles. Look. I have 3 triangles. 180, 180, 180. So it's 3 times 180. So inside a pentagon, it is 540. That's how you get that formula, yeah? And if it's 6, you call it hexagon. So, and inside the angle, you should know, you can draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many triangles can you draw to make it to count? So you have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 triangles is 180 degrees. I hope you can see a pattern because this is 1 times 180 degrees. Now, if it's a 7-sided, it's called heptagon. 8 side is octopus, octagon. 9 is nonagon. And 10 years is called a decade. So 10 is decagon. Like that. Now, if you want to now calculate the sum of the interior angles, I can see that, look carefully, there's a pattern. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So this must be 5. This must be 6. This must be 7. This must be 8. There you go. So if you you call in the exam, you can remember this. Now, the thing is, I don't have time to write. What if I say 26 side? What's the inside angle sum of a 26 side? You're not going to write 1, 2, 3, 4 until that. You don't have time. There must be some relationship. So you look carefully. If it is 3, it becomes 1. If it is 4, it becomes 2. If it is 5, it becomes 3. That's a pattern. If it's 6, it becomes 4. If it is 8, it is 6. If it is 26, just now I asked you, then it must become 24 by the same pattern, just minus 2. 24 times 180 will be the 26 sides polygon inside there to get there, yeah? The formula, if it is n, I'm going to remove the 10 here. If it is n, the formula is n minus 2 times 180 degrees. This is the formula for interior sum of a polygon. Now, 10 is decagon. After 10, 11, 12, 13, there's no name already. So if 11 side is called 11 gone, 12 gone, like that. So 26 gone, right? So that is the naming is until 10. So I just have derived for you a formula to memorize by heart, n minus 2 times 180 degrees for interior angle. So how about exterior angle? I'm going to erase this. Exterior angle, what is exterior angle? Let's see. If this is a triangle, where are the interior? You know, I'm going to use interior to be red. This is interior. Where are the exterior angles? If you were to extend this line there, then this line cannot go down, must go up. This one goes up like this. So I'm going to denote it by the green one. The green one is called the exterior angle. If it's four-sided, the red one are the interior angles. Where are the exterior angles? You just draw out, 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 out. And then these are the exterior angles. Then someone say, why you draw like that? Can I draw the other way? Instead of going this side, I want to go this side. Yeah, possible. Then you go this side, you go this side, you go this side. Then this will be the exterior angle, same. That's it. Now, the interesting thing about exterior angle is the sum of exterior angles of any polygon, any of all of them, is always equal to 360 degrees. Whatever shape, if it's five-sided, you ask for exterior angle sum 360. If it is eight-sided, exterior sum 360. If it's 26-sided, exterior sum 360. So you learn two formula, not formula, you learn two facts. So if it's polygon, you have interior angles and exterior angles. If I want to find the sum, this one is always 360 degrees, regardless of how many sides you have. But interior angle cannot. It has a formula, n minus 2 times 180 degrees. And to remember, the one that has interior has n, so the one that has n is always the n minus 2 times 180 is interior angles. Exterior doesn't have n, therefore it is 360. Okay, so these are things you must memorize. Now, the naming of the quadrilateral. Quadrilateral is special. It is very popular because it has very special, so many names for quadrilaterals. The basic ones, square. Then when you extend it one side like this, rectangle. Now, if you twist it, this rhombus. And if you twist it, parallelogram. when this parallelogram has two parallel sides, one set and another set. If a quadrilateral has only one set of parallel lines like this, then this is called a trapezium. Then you have this one. These two are the same and down. These two are the same length. This is called a kite. Okay, I think that's all. Yeah, so that's it. So these are the names that you must be familiarized with. So you have square, rectangle, rhombus, parallelogram, and trapezium, and kite. So to answer this question, name the special quadrilateral with two pairs of equal adjacent sides and unequal diagonals. Which one of this? Two equal of adjacent. Adjacent means side by side. So it is kite, isn't it? Kite has equal adjacent, and the diagonal is diagonal not the same length. So the answer is kite. All right, now the next one. In a regular polygon, now I didn't mention polygon. If all the sides are the same, equal, then they are called regular. The word regular means all sides equal, all angles, inside angle, yeah, equal. So this equal to this, equal to this, equal to this, equal to this. This is a regular polygon. And this equal to this, equal to this, equal to this, equal to this, regular polygon. So this is 5, so regular pentagon. If I draw 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Imagine they are equal. So this is regular because they are all equal. Hexagon, 6-sided. Means this and this and this and this and this and this are all equal. Also, the exterior angle also equal. If you extend, 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 this and this and this and this and this and this are equal. And you should know what the angle is because it's 360. Remember, all together add up to be 360. Divide by the total number of angles, which is 6. And so each one of them is 60 degrees for regular hexagon. Now, the relationship between interior and exterior angle, because I draw an extension, so you should know that this is a straight line. So if this is 60, this is 120. Because they are some supplementary angles side by side. So 120 and 60. Okay, that's the relationship. Understand the whole thing. Now we can try to answer this question. It says here, the ratio of the exterior angle and interior angle is 1:12. That means if I were to just draw one side, one thing, this is the example, yeah? This is the part of the, I don't know how many sides, so I do not draw. So I don't need to draw all these. And this is the interior angle. Where is the exterior angle? Exterior angle is you take this and you extend, right? So that's the exterior angle. I'm going to call it exterior there. There. So what does the question say? It says that the relationship between the interior and exterior angle are in this ratio. So the exterior angle, if it's 1 part, the interior angle is 11 parts. So what can you write from here? The whole thing is 180 degrees. So if these parts add together, 11 plus 1, 12 parts should equal to 180 degrees because it is lying on a straight line. I can find one part already. One part is 180 minus, you divide by 12, and one part is 15 degrees. So each part is, this one is 15 degrees. So that means the exterior angle is 15 degrees, and the remaining goes into that, which I'm not interested in. But look, What is the question? How many sides are there? Now remember, this is regular. That means each exterior angle is 15. But is 15, 15, 15, 15, 15 plus altogether equal to 360? Remember, the sum of exterior angle is always 360. So 360 divided by the number of sides, I don't know, equals to 15. This is 360. This is 15 degrees. This is 15 degrees. This is 15, like that. 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, but I don't know how many. So I call it y. 360 divided by y equals to 15, and therefore y equals to 24. There are 24 sides in this question of polygon. Okay? This chapter, a lot of students will not remember because it doesn't have any continuation in other chapters. It is a standalone. So you got to memorize or go back or read before the exam, read the topic of polygon, and this question is always the same kind of question. All right, let's do this. Very simple, 3 minutes. Solve means find x. What is the value of x? That's the meaning of solve. Okay. This looks easy, but quite challenging, right? Because they're going to be, it comes to a certain topic. But you see, first of all, it's a fraction. So how to add fraction? I need the denominators to be the same. So they are not the same. I can make them the same by multiplying. So this one I multiply by x minus 4, so it's here. And this one I multiply with x. This one I didn't do anything. So that means the denominator can combine. And this is 5x minus 4, the numerator, plus 2x equals to 3. I can open these brackets. So it becomes 5x minus 20 plus 2x over this one. I can multiply this out. Now you notice that the 5x and the 2x can combine, 7x. Now I come to here and I'm stuck. Oh, I see the fraction on the left-hand side. So I can make this into a fraction. Then I do my cross multiplying. So I cross multiply this times this. I don't need to multiply first. I just write it down. Equals to this times this. 7x minus 20. Oh, I can now open the brackets. It becomes 3x squared minus 12x equals to 7x minus 20. What do I see? Now I'm stuck. I see the square. This is a quadratic equation. What if I bring all the terms on the left-hand side? Okay, let's do that. 3x squared minus 12x minus 7x plus 20 equal to 0. These 12x and this 7x can combine. 3x squared minus 19x plus 20 equal to 0. I reach a what you call quadratic equation. Quadratic equation, there are three ways, if you recall, how to solve. The first way is by factorization. Second way is by using the formula. The third one is using the graph. So this one can use a lot of things. So you can do this method, 3x, x, and then the 20 can be 4 times 5. And so this is plus 15 plus 15x plus 4x is plus 19x. I must check that this is the same as this. Not quite. I have plus 19x, but the answer is minus 19x. That means this one has to be minus. Change everything, and you get the right answer. So it is 3x minus 4x minus 5 equal to 0. How do you solve this? When two terms multiply to give you 0, it means I'm going to erase this away. It means 3x minus 4 equal to 0, or x minus 5 equal to 0, which means 3x equals to 4, x equals to 4 over 3, and x equals to 5. So these are the two answers for this equation. Okay? So that's how it looks simple, but in the end, you got to do so many things. But just combine the fractions together first, then you're bound to hit quadratic equation. Quadratic equation, you need to learn how to factorize. Or if you forget, if you don't know how to do this, or you stuck, all you need to do is to use the formula. And what does the formula say? You got to identify A, B, and C. So what are they? A is 3, B is minus 19, C is 20, and you can just apply the formula x equals to minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. You plug in all these and you'll get the answer. Okay, we'll stop here for today. I see you next week, inshallah. Goodbye.